I'm so sorry. I'm just talking and y'all don't hear me. What I was saying is if you are over on X and you'd like to communicate with me, you should see that section on the bottom where it says that I am live. If you would go ahead and click that, and then also it says chat. It's in the corner. It says live on X, and then it says Diddy trial week for day 4, week 4, day 18th, May the 30th. If you would click that, and there will see a section in there that says chat. If you want to ask any questions or give any comments, please do. Also, we went over real quickly that Deontay Nash testified. He was a good witness for the prosecution. He did add extra information that he needed to, like he added the fact that he was the one that introduced Cassie to Michael B. Jordan. Child, a mess. We also was able to get with testimony from Mia. Now, Mia is a pseudonym. Since that's her pseudonym and she's not giving her real name, we're going to respect that. We're going to respect that because they're respecting it in court. She testified to a lot of things. She testified that she worked for Diddy. She said that when she started her first day, she was working 24 hours straight. She also mentioned that there was a time period because she was taking her Adderall that she worked 5 days straight with no sleep, to the point where she, in my opinion, she said that she couldn't see and she couldn't hear and she couldn't stop crying. I think that she was hallucinating a little bit. So we got that information, and she outlined 3 instances of SA. She also outlined an instance of taking some alcohol, but she was saying that she's someone that drinks and she can take 2 shots and not be woozy. But it sounded like she was making the inference that there must have been something put in her drink because she passed out. But before she passed out, she did remember him hugging and trying to kiss on her. So we do have that. So what we'll do today, I will read this first and then I'll show it on the screen. She's still on direct. And as we get in for every day, there's always these sidebars. Apparently there is some exhibits that the defense is objecting to. So it says here, before the jury brought in, what's the issue? And you can see right there up at the top at the corner, right here. If you click that, you can definitely have a chit chat with me right here. But this is not the view that I want to do. Hold on, let me see. Do I like that view? Or do I like that view? Just trying to figure out which view I like. Okay, I think I like that view. Sorry. All right, just trying to switch it up for y'all. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. And we're reading the transcripts from Inner City Press. Before the jury was brought in, the judge asked, what's the issue with the charts? Alexandra Shapiro says, we object to the column entitled Escort. Judge, meaning the title, Shapiro. They are connecting up the stay with the hotel with the escort's travel to the city. We don't know if the escort traveled to New York, that they actually went to the Londoner Hotel. Prosecution, we discuss. Shapiro, the government can make an argument that an inference can be made. Judge, fair. Miss Comey, prosecution. Okay, title is out. Comey. We have records like go to room so and so in the hotel. We can remove the header. We will show that the escort was going to the hotel where there was a reservation under the name of Frank Black. Interesting, because you remember all last week when they had the Frederic, the guy from the La Hermitage Hotel, they were basically letting you understand and know that any of Diddy's reservations initially were in Diddy's name or in the name of Bad Boy, but as time went on, it was in the name of Frank Black, in the name of Frank White, and it ended up to somebody whose last name was Lopez. So that's why that was so important for that guy from the hotel to show up, because now they're looking at the reservations under Frank Black. That's why it was important for the computer guy that came in last week. And he was talking about that they went to the computer and he saw that there was a profile under the name of Frank Black. So they are showing that these are the things that, and also too, because Cassie was on that computer as well. So Cassie and Frank Black, or she could have been using under the name of Frank Black. We don't know, but we can assume that that could happen because she would have had to use the credit cards from Bad Boy because she had no other job with that one. But anyway, but they're just lining it up. And that's why those people were important, so that they can, when they enter this information, the jury would have had foundation in regards to it. All right. Comey. We have records like go to room so and so in the hotel. We can remove the header. We will show that the escort was going to the hotel where there was a reservation under the name of Frank Black. Judge. And this one, prosecution. It's escort Jules Theodore. Shapiro. We'll take what the court gives us. Judge. Anything else on summary exhibits? We are running into the jury's time. Let's get started. Can we have Mia back? The witness enters. All right. Judge. Ms. Miser, you may proceed because she's still under direct examination. Prosecution. Did you call the other employee's family? Mia. Yes. I was surrounded by them, and everyone referred to each other that way. Prosecution. You dated an employee? Mia. Yes. Matt, the sound engineer. Prosecution. Were you and Matt able to hang out together normally? Mia. No. We had an apartment together in New York, but we were rarely there at the same time. Prosecution. Why did you go to South Africa? Mia. Puff told me to accompany Cassie. She was shooting a movie. Prosecution. What happened there? This is today. Because this sounds like something we did yesterday. Yeah, this is today. Because didn't it sound like something they said yesterday? But let's continue. What happened there? That's the prosecution. Mia. Cass caught Puff cheating on her with Gina. She was devastated. Prosecution. What were her interactions with Mr. Combs? Mia. They were on the phone. He, as in Miami. Then she stopped answering the calls. And you know what happens when you stop answering Diddy's calls, baby. They'll call incessantly until they get you. Prosecution. I'll read the blue messages, KK, Miss Corm, and you read the gray. That's you. She wrote, PD wants to talk with you. Who's that? Mia. Puff. Prosecution. Audio not completed? Mia. I wasn't answering the calls, but I spoke with Puff. He threatened to kill me. Baby. This ain't good. And these are in text messages? Huh. Prosecution. What else did he threaten you with? Mia. He said he was firing me. He said I had to leave and fly back, and he threatened to kill me. Miss Corm wrote, I need to talk to her. Not sure what to do. He needs you to call him now, or you don't have a job. Prosecution. How did that make you feel? Mia, desperate, terrified, and really, really sad. Prosecution. Did you answer KK's call? Mia. No, I texted back that I had been asleep. It sucks to wake up to this every morning. I'm being SHIT on from all sides. I'm in an effed up spot. Prosecution. And what was KK answer? Mia, she wrote, you can call me what you get a chance. I wrote, I'm having anxiety attacks and night fears. Prosecution about who? Mia, Puff. Prosecution. Who are these WhatsApps with? Mia, Puff. I screenshot them. I've had other phones since. Prosecution. What did Mr. Combs write? Mia, if you don't call me in 2 minutes, I'm going to tell everything. You're fired. F ABCs and their lawyer. Let's go to war. Prosecution. What did he think he meant by telling everything? Mia. He'd tell Cassie about the essays. Baby. Prosecution. What do you think he meant by FABC? I had written a show based on my life as an assistant. It hit the press, the most I ever got. He was threatening to take that away. Prosecution. Did the show ever air? No. Prosecution. What did he write now? Mia. Call me now. Call me now. Now, now. Then don't ever call me again. I wrote back that I'd been asleep. Prosecution. Is that the end of the screenshots? Mia. Yes. Prosecution. What's this? Mia. My email to Puff, then KK. Prosecution. What did you write? Mia. I'm really sorry, Puff. You know I love you. Smiley face. I paid for my own flight. It will cost to change it. I'm sorry to ask for the money. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you are good. At the end of the day, regardless, I love you. Why did you send this? Mia, he told me to return. Then he told me to stay. I could not afford the change fees. I told him, Cece says she really needs me right now, but of course, I'll do what you want. I love you. Who is Cece? Mia, Cass. Prosecution. Why did you write that? Mia, because I worked for him. To him, that's all that mattered. Prosecution. Why did you CC Miss Coram? Mia, because I needed an answer. I was in limbo. Prosecution. When you got back from South Africa, where did you work? Mia, the office in LA. Prosecution. Did you have less access to Mr. Combs? Much less. Did it make your job easier or harder? Mia. It made my life almost impossible. I needed his okay for everything, but I couldn't get any response from him. Prosecution. How did that make you feel? Mia, defeated. Prosecution. What's this? Mia, a note for HR to me. Prosecution. What was the date? Mia, March 31st, 2011. Judge. Ms. Semizer, can we take the document down? I think it needs further redaction. So what was happening? Mia, I was suspended without pay. What had happened? Mia, he came in and didn't see I have laid all the options out. He started ranting. I tried to point to the other options. Who was this with? Mia, James Cruz. He worked for Puff like in a managerial role. He asked for tickets. Wonder what kind of tickets. Mia, I wrote back. Puff is currently firing me right now. He wrote back, LOL. I wrote back, no, seriously, sad face. Prosecution. What is this? Mia, email D-Rock to me, March 25th, 2011. Hold on. So she got the first email March 31st, but this came before that on March 25th. Prosecution D-Rock asked, what happened? Mia, I wrote he went batshit crazy about his shirt. Prosecution, where was Puff? Mia, with D-Rock going to the doctor and some other errands. I asked D-Rocks to give me a heads up before they came back so I could be out of the way. Prosecution, what did HR tell you? Mia, Puff wanted me suspended without pay, and I was. Mia. Prosecution, Mia, does this memo document the reasons why you were suspended? Mia, no. HR told me Puff said I was being insubordinate. Prosecution, did you get other documents like this from AR? Mia, yes. Prosecution, how do they make you feel? Mia, so sad that I did something wrong. All right, so if I'm getting this information correct, he was suspending her because she did not answer the phone, but in the time that they were in South Africa. Because in the time that they were in South Africa, it is understood that Cassie was talking to Michael B. Jordan. He wanted to know where she was, what she was doing at all time. Mia didn't pick up the phone. He got pissed off because, again, she works for him, and so she's supposed to answer him when he asks her to answer him, and particularly about Cassie, and she did not. So this is HR saying that she was being suspended without pay for being insubordinate, for not answering the phone when she was supposed to. And I don't know, is because they said that they're suspending. So I don't know where she was hired. Was she hired in New York or was she hired in Los Angeles? I'm not sure, because some states are at will states. They can fire you for anything. I'm not sure if New York or Los Angeles is one of those states. But let's continue. The prosecution asked, did you continue working for Mr. Combs? Mia, yes. Prosecution, did you feel like you could leave your job? That wasn't a thought. I had tried to run away before and it didn't work. Prosecution, did you feel like you could get other jobs? Mia, oh no, he would have made sure. So this is something interesting what she's saying, because we have now, interesting enough, when it came to, and this is just me going back from the testimony that we saw, it looks like George Kaplan was able to leave without incident. He trained the next person and went on his way. It looks like Daniel James was able to leave Puff after all of that madness. But it seems like the ladies who are employed by Puff have difficulty leaving. There's an instance where they're blackballing, because this is what Capricorn Clark stated. This is what Mia is now stating, that there were issues they with blackballing them. Now, I will say this. Now, I don't have any direct proof, but this is what I've heard. A lot of times women in the entertainment business get this, that and it doesn't matter if you're an actress, it doesn't matter if you are a singer, it doesn't matter if you're working behind the scenes in the entertainment business. It seems like women have an issue of these things kind of happening, and when they leave a position, a lot of times they have issues getting follow-up work, because they're not given a good recommendation. Now, I've heard that before. I've heard that from people that I know who have worked in the industry, and so they end up leaving, particularly in Los Angeles. They end up leaving the industry, and a lot of them go work for the state of California, or they work for another type of private company that's like adjacent to the entertainment business. Mia, I was scared of him. Prosecution. When did you try to run away from your job? New Year's 2010 or 2011? Where were you? Mia, St. Bart's. Who was there? Mia, me, Puff, Kim, and the kids, some others. Prosecution. Where did you stay? Mia, a yacht that Puff chartered. Prosecution. What did Mr. Combs ask you to do? Mia, to count the money in the safe. He yelled I was counting too slow. He chased me out and told me, you better learn to walk on water like Jesus. B, get the F out of here. Whose job was it to count? Security. So why is he having her count money when that was never usually her job? What was going on? I'm always interested. If you've got a specific type job, even though she's supposed to be doing a lot of different things for him, but if you had a specific type job that you wanted, that you usually had your security do, what was going on with your security that you didn't want them to count the money? Mia, I asked the crew to take me to land, but it was a hurricane or something. I hid on the third floor. Prosecution, who spoke to you? Mia, Kim. She tried to console me and said, don't worry about it. I saw Puff coming towards me. I ran and hid in the crew cabin. I'm extremely thirsty today. I drunk all my lemonade soda. Guess now I'll drink my water. Did the crew take you to land in a tender boat? Mia, yes. But then they got a call. I had to come back. Prosecution. Were you able to leave the country? Mia, no. My passport was on the boat. Puff's staff had it. Did you go back to the boat? Yeah. That's a lot of twists and turns to take somebody through. Because you asked them to count the money and then you're taking too long. Did she have to count the money by hand? Mia, I was told to get in. Okay. So she says, I was told to get in the car to go on the plane to Vegas with Puff. Prosecution. In the car, could you hear Puff's call? Mia, he was telling his chief of staff I needed to be suspended, making up a story. I didn't get to finish. He yelled, shut the F up. Prosecution. You left Mr. Combs' companies in 2017? Mia, yes. I spoke with Brian Offit. We were editing the Bad Boy documentary. I was producing that. Prosecution. What did Brian tell you? Mia, that Mr. Combs wanted to end Revolt Films. The company was going away. Prosecution. How did you feel? Mia, I think I saw snot coming out of my nose for a while. I was worried. I had been told Revolt Films was the only company that had made money that year. Prosecution, how did you feel? Like I had done something wrong. What did Brian Offit say? Mia, that they would work out a severance, but it was the holidays. Prosecution, did you speak to anyone else? Mia, KK. I had a little bit of time to horrifically process what had happened. KK said, you're still working on the documentary. And prosecution, did you? Yes, until March or April. What did you do after that? Mia, cried myself to sleep. I ignored all the calls. Prosecution, did you have a conversation with Cassie after? Mia, I could never tell who was with or without Puff, so I didn't respond. Man, I got like that. Mia, KK said Puff couldn't believe I would go against him. I had gotten an employment attorney. KK said Puff couldn't believe it. Prosecution, did you get paid? After 9 months, my attorney proposed a mediation. They asked for like $10 million. Who came up with that figure? Mia, my lawyers. Did you bring up the violent incidents? A few of them. I feel that I was doing something horrible. I was breaking the idea of confidentiality, uh, telling secrets. I felt wrong and shameful. Did you bring up the sexual assaults? Mia, oh no, I was going to die with that. Prosecution, how much did you receive? Mia, 200,000. My lawyers got that much too. What was that for? Bonuses I hadn't been paid and out of pocket expenses. Prosecution, would you have returned that money to have this never happen? Brian Steele, objection. Judge, overruled. Mia, oh, absolutely. Prosecution, do you have any other lawsuits against Mr. Cohn? Mia, no. Prosecution, did you contact Mr. Combs again? Mia, when Kim died and when Andre Harrell died. Prosecution, did you tell him you loved him in these messages? Yes, that's how I would speak to him. Prosecution, are you aware of Cassie's lawsuit? Yes, November 2023. Have you spoken to Cassie since that suit? Yes, we talk a lot. Then not. We both hide from our phones in the depressing thing. Then a few days ago, just personal stuff and I love yous. Prosecution, did you speak about your testimonies? Mia, oh no. After the suit in 2023, did anybody contact you? Mia, yes, D-Rock. He was like my big brother. Prosecution, he said, how are you? What did you respond? Mia, D-Rock. I'd have to do a whole nother video in regards to that. I won't speak on that on this video, but I don't know. But I am aware about the www.36hours.com website though. Let me see. Why are the exclamation points? Because I love exclamation points and D-Rock. Aw, she had an affinity for him, though he didn't do nothing to help her. Mia, I understood D-Rock was no longer with Puff, and he and his wife had a restaurant in the Poconos. Prosecution, he wrote, I'm about to call you. What date? Mia, November 30th, 2023. Prosecution, did D-Rock call you? Yes. Oh, you're not disruptive. You're not disruptive. Not at all. Not at all. But I'm planning to do a whole video, so we'll get that done. And when I do it, I'll put the notice up. But how are you today? How are you today, SD? Did D-Rock call you? Mia, yes. Prosecution, what happened on that call? Defense, Steele, objection. Judge, ask again. What did he say? Judge, overruled. He started with personal stuff then. Then he said the news is crazy. It wasn't like that. It was normal fighting. Prosecution, was it? Mia, absolutely not. D-Rock said, Puff misses you. He implied everyone agreed. Mia, I immediately thought, oh my God. Prosecution, the defense, objection. I'm doing good, SD. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Judge, ground, Steele, non-responsive. And then they go into a sidebar. And they're back. Prosecution. Where did D-Rock say he was? Mia, that he had just landed in Miami. So he went from the Poconos, what's that, up in New Jersey, New York area? And he landed in Montgomery. He was going to be at Puff's. He was going to take care of Christian. D-Rock said, maybe you could say something. Prosecution. How did you respond? Mia, I pretended I'd talk to Puff. Mia, did you want to? Prosecution, did you want to? Mia, no, I was scared. He called me right after D-Rock. Prosecution, How did you react? Mia, I threw my phone behind the couch and ran out. Prosecution, why? She said, Mia says, it's just so triggering. Did you hear from D-Rock again? Mia, yes. What did D-Rock write? Mia, that your boy doesn't want you to do anything, just to talk. I didn't want to. I just wanted it to go away. Prosecution. What then did D-Rock write to you? Mia. He wrote, I can't believe you're not hitting me back. It was February 22nd, 2024. So was he trying to get all his ducks in a row? Because I'm quite sure he had some kind of heads up to know that, because this is in February, he probably had some kind of heads up that people were looking at this case. I mean, looking at Cassie's case, I'm quite sure he had to have looked at. Because D-Rock, you just don't come from the Poconos to Miami unless there's some meeting and tightening up the reins, so to speak, trying to get everybody on one accord on one page. Surely. Surely you wouldn't do all of that, y'all. Huh. He can sense when he's in trouble. Sounds like Puff could. So he was trying to contact everybody. Now, I don't remember Capricorn saying that he tried to contact her at that time. Does anybody remember that? I don't remember Capricorn saying that he tried to contact her at this time. But I knew that he was blackballing Capricorn. Looked like this would have been the time that you'd try to find her a job. And not with you. I'm gonna get back to it just a moment. Let me all right. Mia, I knew he wouldn't stop, so I wrote back. I was scuba diving all day and didn't have my phone on the boat. Prosecution. Was that true? No. I told D-Rock I called Puff, but there was no answer. I wanted to play neutral. Prosecution. D-Rock asked, how can I send you something? What do you think he meant? Mia, money. Oh, he didn't want to give her no money for no lawsuit, but he was definitely willing to send her some money to keep her stumm. Make sure that she didn't say anything. Interesting. Well, that's what she believes. I'm just saying. Prosecution. He wrote, I'm allowed to send my sister a gift. Diddy? Mia, no. Prosecution. What did you think D-Rock was trying to do? Mia, find out for Puff if I was a threat. Prosecution. Did Mr. Combs text you in February 24th, 2024? Mia, yes. He said, call me when you have 10 minutes, love. And this was February 7th, 2024? Mia. He said, I need my memory jogged. Prosecution, did you respond? Mia, no. I didn't want anything to do with him. He was the person I was traumatized by. I knew that this was a front. Prosecution, what was this the last message? Mia, I think so. I got some. Defense objection. The judge said sustained. So we don't know exactly what she said in regards to that. Prosecution, do you now work? Mia, no. I suffer from complex PTSD. Judge, sidebar. So then they come back. What are your symptoms? Mia, misinterpreting email. Someone calls my name from across the room. All the feelings of getting in trouble come flooding back. I triple guess myself. Prosecution. Who caused it? Mia. Puff. Judge. They took a break. All right. All right, Judge. Mr. Steele, you can put the binders on the jurors' chairs. Miss Miser, do you have any objection? There is an exhibit we are requesting hearsay redactions to. We can hash it out. Judge, put the binders on the chairs. And then they brought back in the jury. So this is a cross-examination of Mia by Brian Steele. Because of Sean Combs, you suffered a great deal, right? Mia, right. Steele. Just seeing him call your number made you throw your phone, true? Mia, true. He made you do things that are unthinkable? Yes. Making you sleep in a room with a lock and coming in and out wait a minute. Making you sleep in a room with a lock and coming in and violating you in the most unthinkable way. True? Mia? True. Steele. You said that Sean Combs' conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you, right? Yes. Mia? Yes. Steele. Look at the notebook. I've moved for the admissions of 1702 to 1710. Prosecution, these are under seal. Steele. Whatever the court says, we have redacted versions. Mia, this is a social media post by you in 2013. Mia, yes. Steele. It's your person account. This is what you're doing. Yes, my personal account. Steele. You wrote, this is what we do when you are not around. I am Diddy. Ciroc, right? Mia, yes. You tagged him years after you say he R'd you, right? Mia, yes. Steele. This is July 4th, 2013. Whose hands are those? Cass and mine. Steele. You wrote, Rich is F and Cece. Who is Cece? Mia. Cass. What does Cece stand for? Mia. It's just a nickname. Steele. Have you heard Cassie Combs? Mia. Oh, that makes sense. Steele. So she didn't know what the CC stood for. She was just calling her CC. She didn't know what it stood for. She was just calling her CC. You say he made you take drugs against your will at the Burning Man, but you post about it? Mia, right. Steele. You posted a picture with him, a man terrorizing you? Mia. Yes. Steele. And this video depicting Mr. Combs as doctor delivering your baby? Mia. It was a funny video. I was proud to be in it. Steele. Mr. Combs' birthday is significant to you. You did 2 shots with him, right? Mia. Yes. Alcohol overcame you, right? Yes. You believe you were drugged? Mia. I didn't say that. Prosecution. A person you really don't know put his mouth on your mouth without your permission, right? Mia. Yes. His hands up your dress and onto your person. Remember that? It was paralyzing. Mia. Yes. Steele. You wake up in a chair. You told the jury that. I did. But this message and this one, another same day posting the anniversary of you being SA'd by Sean Combs, according to your testimony. Mia. I don't celebrate it as the anniversary of that, but his birthday. Steele. What did you write? Mia. Thank you for giving me an extended family for life. You're effing funny. I love you. Steele. You're in a tutu next to Mr. Combs, right? Mia. Yes. Steele. He's holding his private part in his hand. I guess so. Combs, excuse me, Steele. You were proud of Mr. Sean Combs? Mia, of course. You'd post the great times. Steele, you wrote extended family for life. You are forever one of my great fans. This is about a man who traumatized you. I wrote that. Steele, who is your mentor and brother you are writing about? Mia, Puff. You did a collage. A lot of them are you and Mr. Combs. You picked out the thumbnails, right? Mia, right. Steele, what did you write? Mia, who let me have my hair like that? You were Mr. Combs, right? Yes. Steele, here you say, look, Ma, I'm in a billboard in Times Square, right? Mia, it's a play on my name is in lights. Steele, and this photo? Mia, me and Cass going to Istanbul. Hey, Black Queen, you're fine. You're fine. We're just going back over the stuff. It's they're just trudging along. Nothing SVU worthy, as so to speak. Steele, did Mr. Combs have to approve both of you going on that trip? Mia, absolutely. Steele, this photo? Mia, we were in the Sprinter van on the way to Cass's club appearance. Where were you on this one? The W Hotel in Istanbul. Steele, what did you write here? Mia, about Muhammad Ali's birthday with Puff. I took the photo. Steele, you took one photo? Mia, I'm sure I took multiple, but this was the best one. Steele, this is November 4th, 5 years after you were SA'd. Yes. What did you write? Mia, thank you for being my friend. Hashtag happy birthday, Diddy. Hashtag I'm so hot, I'm throwing panties at myself. Steele, and you have Mr. Combs shirtless in two of these pictures? Mia, he's always shirtless. So here's what I think that they're doing. They're saying that if you were so traumatized by this person who essayed you on his birthday, and that is supposed to be the anniversary of the essay that you had on your birthday, on his birthday, why are you still sending this person all of these photos and things like that on after his birthday? Now, let me go back up real quick, y'all, because I'm trying to see what year this was. I don't remember what year. Was it 2011? Yeah. Steele, Mia, you have said that you were essayed so many times you can't remember. Prosecution, objection, misstates the testimony. Judge, sustain. Steele, have you met with prosecutors? Yes. More than 27 times? Mia, I don't know the number. Steele, do you remember telling you don't remember how many times you were essayed? Mia, I don't know if I phrased it that way. Steele, this has ruined you, right? You are broken, yes? Mia, the essay was part of the way he ruined me, yes. Steele, you wrote, thank you for being the good kind of crazy, inspiring me every day. Mia, I don't think people wrote bad stuff about their life on Instagram back then. Steele, why'd you promote it? Mia, it was my job to promote. It was a cycle of ups and downs. Mia, when he was calling me his best friend, I wasn't afraid of him. Steele, you weren't afraid of the man who stole your innocence? Prosecution, objection. Judge, overrule. Steele, you have family? Mia, parents, a sister. Steele, and a friend and friends? Prosecution, time frame? Steele, when you posted this, you still had friends? Mia, I had no sounding board. I had to get permission to go to my grandfather's funeral. Steele, The jury was an email with D-Rock. You could express yourself, right? Mia, I reached out to him. Combs, Steele. What's this? Mia. My friends at Funny or Die, I'm in the video. What did you write? Mia. You know you are a celebrity when you are spraying champagne at Funny or Die. Steele. What is this? Mia. My birthday post for Justin Puff's son. Combs. And this one? Ciroc promo. Hashtag, hashtag. Steele. You are in it with Mr. Combs. Mia. Yes. Steele. Do you ever say anything that Mr. Combs? Did you ever say anything that Mr. Combs violated you? Mia. Never. Steele. Here. Mia. Puff and Jimmy Levine. Legends. Steele. He's traumatized you? Mia answers, yes. So again, they're trying to say, they're trying to go back through what people believe a perfect victim is supposed to do. A perfect victim is supposed to crawl in the bed and not come out and be sad and not function in life. And a perfect victim is not supposed to have any contact or make any contact with the person who has abused them. A perfect victim wouldn't praise or do anything about their abuser. Right? This is what they're saying that a perfect victim would act. This is how a perfect victim would respond. And we all know that there is no such things as perfect victims. How do you forget about waking up to a man on top having his way with you? Mia. I was in fear of upsetting him. The moments other than when we were best friends. Steele. How are you best friends with the man you say SA'd you? Mia. Ask my therapist. Oh, she got spicy then. She got spicy then. Let's continue. Steele. What did you write? Mia. F off Patron with a photo of Puff dancing with his tequila. Steele. And in this photo, Mr. Combs is close to you? Mia. Yes. Steele. Are you producing the show? Mia. Funny or Die? I did. Funny or Die? Did it. But I was getting producer credits. Can we get a sidebar? It says here, we'll give the jurors their lunch break. We'll stay and hash it out. All rise. The jurors exit. All right. So we will stop here and then we'll see what NBC has to say about all of this. So let's go back down. Not the bombshell. All right. So let me share this. All right. So they're just going back over, and it looks like that they are really working to make sure that all the testimony is going to be ended by the 4th of July. So they're going to go through the whole of June. And the 4th of July is actually on a Friday. So they're hoping to be finished with hold up, let me make sure. Yeah. They're hoping to make sure that they're finished with all the testimony by hopefully by the 3rd of July. Then they're going to be out and I think they're going to come back that Monday on the 7th and maybe start the closing arguments. And then it'll get to the jury by the 8th and they can deliberate during that time. Okay, so I wanted to read this because I wasn't aware of this. It said the defense continued its call for more time to meet with Combs outside the courtroom. So they're saying that they're having a difficult time meeting with their client. The judge said he could have Combs available to his lawyer in person for up to 90 minutes in the morning following at 7 a.m. courthouse arrival, and then for another 2.5 hours after jurors are sent home. Those hours are already maxing out U.S. Marshal Services, the judge added. Defense attorney Mark Agnefilia said his side can't properly show Combs documents and exhibits in his holding space. Mia returns to the sand. In an October 2015 WhatsApp chat between Mia and Combs' then Chief of Staff, Christine Coram, the witness said Combs doesn't sound in his right mind. Combs was threatening to prune her from the timeline and take her to HR, Mia testified. The peculiar threat of both violence and taking formal employment measures could be one more piece of evidence for prosecutor seeking to show how Combs allegedly used his work as part of a criminal enterprise. Failure to follow one of Combs' orders had a range of consequences, Mia said. I would have been in trouble, gotten fired, lost my job, emotionally or possibly physically abused, the witness said. And so this is part of that RICO, because they have established that Sean Diddy Combs was the chief executive officer of Bad Boy Entertainments and Combs Enterprise. So he had employees. When his employees, particularly his personal assistants or whoever was working around him, didn't do, first of all, he had them available on call 24/7. And he also had them working from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. All right. So clearly, there are labor laws that says how long you can have somebody to work with or without a break. If you're having somebody working 20 hours straight and they only have a 4-hour break, that is not ideal. And that goes up under the predicate standard of the forced labor. So remember, let me pull it up. Give me one moment. Oh, I didn't realize how lazy I was. I copied and pasted something, and I didn't realize it got me like 45 or 50 pages. I'm just going to have to go back and here we go. Type it in. So here is that graphic. Shout out to Nate, the lawyer. So with her, I'm seeing a lot of forced labor. I don't know where we're going to get to. They didn't do very much in regards to obstruction of justice and witness tampering because the prosecution rests their case on that. They talked about that she had contact with Diddy the first part of last year, but I'm not sure when they started their case because I don't think that would be witness tampering until after September. Because that's when they arrested him, if I'm not mistaken. They may have this with the distribution down here, 13H. They may have something with this because she says that he had given her, or she says that he forced her to take illegal drugs. Maybe that is, but I think with this particular witness, I think the forced labor, possibly. with the long hours, and with them talking about she worked 5 days straight with no sleep until she passed out. I think that that may be for that. But let's continue. Okay, she said the witness testified that Combs left threatening texts and voicemails after he was caught cheating. Cassie Ventura had caught Combs cheating on her and was left devastated and stopped answering his calls. When she was in South Africa shooting a movie and Combs was in Miami, Mia told the court. Mia said she woke up to 48 missed calls and messages from Mr. Combs and others who worked for him. And that's pattern. Everyone has talked about that. When he tries to get in contact with you, he will call you and text you incessantly. And then when he can't get to you, he will get other people to call you and text you incessantly. The jury got a look at Combs' alleged insatiable need for employees to respond immediately. The government showed an odd text conversation between Mia and Combs, with the defendant spouting off with 7 consecutive lines of "call me now." Mia testified about her recollection of a 2011 incident when she says Combs reacted violently after he asked her to bring him some workout clothes. And the defendant allegedly lost it when he disliked all the options presented to him. He was just screaming and cursing at me and wouldn't stop. And then something violent happened. Mia said she thought she couldn't remember. She said, though she couldn't remember the exact details of this alleged violent act. When James Cruz, a bad boy manager, emailed Mia that day asking who in the company was handling Kid Choice Award ticket requests, the witness responded, "I'd totally help him, but I'm he's currently firing me at the moment." Now, if we're not familiar with James Cruz, I don't know if he's going to testify or not, but James Cruz was the person who was acting as Cassie's manager. And again, when she I can't remember what happened. Something happened that they were in New York and then Cassie went to Miami with friends or something. And then James Cruz had called and texted her incessantly saying that you need to get in contact with Puff. If you don't get in contact with Puff, he is your album is not going to come out. Your video is not going to come out. Something wasn't going to come out. Remember? So I'm interested to see if James Cruz is going to testify. Mia testified she stopped working for Combs in 2017 after he decided to shut down Revolt Films. In the fall of 2016, Combs no longer wanted to be involved in Revolt Films and wanted to end it, Mia testified. Revolt Films is a company founded by Combs that Mia worked for as director of development and acquisition. She said she felt betrayed, confused, and rejected by the decision. She continued to work on a documentary project until spring of 2017. She testified that she was heartbroken by the decision to close Revolt Films. Interesting. She eventually hired an employment attorney to work out a severance, which hurt Combs. After 9 months of back and forth, she ended up with a sum of $400,000 and took home $200,000, with attorneys taking the rest as compensation for bonuses owed and severance time. Interesting. Interesting. Give me one moment, y'all. Mm, hold on. Witnesses testified that Combs reached out to her after Ventura lawsuit. The government showed a February 7, 2024 email from Combs to Mia. She didn't respond. She said that she was terrified. She claims that she hasn't been able to work because of PTSD that she suffered from working under Puff. Cross-examination has started. Defense seeking to minimize Mia's testimony about the abuse. And that's why they were going over all those different things, because they were saying that, no perfect victim would act this way. Defense tries to corner Mia on contradictions. The defense questioned Mia on her social media posts with Combs. She defended the post showing as good parts of her life. When asked why she promoted the person who stole her happiness, she said, "I had to support the things Puff supported. It was very confusing, ups and downs." The defense tried to call out contradictions in Mia's testimony, where she said that she was in constant fear of upsetting Combs, but would post about being his best friend. Quote, "It's easy because the dynamics would shift. When things are good, I felt really safe. You almost forget about those things," she said, referring to the bad memories. "It was psychological. I felt responsible for helping him. I felt bad for him." All right. So let's get back into what's going on in the court. Because I do want to give them, let's see what time it is, because so it's 2 o'clock there, and I think that they're going to go to 4. And it looks like once we start back here, we're going to be about an hour behind. So let's go ahead and take the biggest break and see what CNN says. And I'm just reading through to see if they say anything different. The only thing that they say different, and I guess it's because of the time change in South Africa. The time is probably, there is no probably. Let's look it up. It's probably 8 hours ahead. So if you're in New York, so it's 2:08 in New York now. So it'll probably be about 8 or 9 p.m. in South Africa right now. So she said, Mia and Cassie said that they woke up to a flurry of calls. Mia said Combs was threatening her job, threatening to delete her from the timeline, lots of threats, telling me that he was on the phone with HR, even though I knew that wasn't true. But he made the threats. Okay. The jury saw messages between Sean Diddy Combs and Mia, one of his former assistants, on October 31st, 2015, when she was still in South Africa with Cassie Ventura. "If you don't call me now, F it all. And I'm gonna tell everything. And don't ever speak to me again. You have 2 minutes. F her. Call my house now or never speak to me again. F ABC and all lawyers. Let's go to war." Mia testified today that Combs was threatening to tell Ventura about the assaults, but with a different framing, as though it was my fault that I was or that I had a part in it, Mia said. Because remember yesterday, she said that she didn't tell anybody about it. And she didn't tell anybody until the prosecution was asking her this information. She said that she was going to take it to her grave. Okay, so we got some more clarity on this yacht thing, I think. It says Mia testified that she was on a yacht with Sean Diddy Combs, Ken Porter, and his family off of St. Bart's for New Year's Eve between 2010 and 2011. Combs angrily told her to get off the boat because she was counting the money in his safe too slow. He told me, "You better learn to walk on water like Jesus, B. Get the F out of here," Mia said. Mia hid on the boat away from Combs before she eventually got a crew member to take her to shore. Once she got there, the yacht crew radioed saying Combs wanted her back to the boat. Mia testified that she didn't want to, but obeyed Puff's orders. Plans quickly changed again, and Combs threatened Mia's job. She said that she had to go with him on a jet to Las Vegas. Mia testified she thought she would be fired, so she went. All right. They don't have anything again. So we're doing pretty good. There is nothing everything is pretty much cut and dry. All right. So let's continue. I don't know how long much longer they're going to have with her. All right. So here's some behind the scenes stuff. So let's see. The judge, Miss Miser, prosecution. The witness has not burden to bring forth evidence to support her claim. It's our burden. Judge, Mr. Steele, you have to ask, does she have text or emails or something she'd have knowledge of? Steele, understood. All right, let's see what's going on. Judge, okay, break. Judge, Miss Smizer, anything? Smizer, they just gave us a video they say they intend to use in violation of the court order. Mr. Steele, it's a very short video, a happy birthday to Mr. Combs in 2014. It shows her demeanor. Judge, it's cumulative. Why wasn't it turned over earlier? Steele, I only got it last night. It's video and audio. The court should know I gave over impeachment days ago. I don't do that. I know the court doesn't know me. Judge, how long? Steele, 8 seconds. Prosecution, no, it's 20 seconds. And they gave us the exhibits before and after this one, 1749 and 1751. I don't know why they withheld this one, Judge. I don't understand what you just say. When did you decide to use it? Steele, yesterday. 1750 is excluded. Baby, they tried to push, they tried to pull an okie doke, didn't they? And see, this is in when you talk about, because they are fighting, do not mishear me. I think that Diddy's lawyers are fighting the good fight. The problem is that Diddy's lawyers, the ones that he have now, they weren't hired until about a couple of months ago. They weren't hired but a couple of months ago. And so because of that, they're having to work behind the 8 ball, and they're having to work late into the night to get all this stuff together. And that's what's messing them up, because the prosecution has had their case pretty much on lock since probably before they arrested him. Now, I do know that they are still interviewing witnesses and things like that, but they probably had the bulk of their prosecution on lock probably a few months ago. And so you're having the defense pretty much trying to play catch up, and They have come every day with new stuff, and I don't think that the judge is too happy about that. However, they have a right to do everything that they need to do to try to get their client off. Shapiro, I understand it's 30 seconds. It shows her different than how she presents herself here. Judge, when was it marked with a number? Shapiro, I don't know. We had to redact it. Judge, when did the defense team review it? Shapiro, yesterday. Judge, why was it not reviewed? Shapiro, we didn't even think of it until we saw how she presented herself. Judge, how is that possible? Agnifilio, let me try. Judge, the court's order said you have to establish good cause. That's why I'm asking. Shapiro, no. We cannot have multiple lawyers speaking on the same issue. You can ask her, did you send this video? She says yes, it's not impeachment. Agnifilio, I saw it yesterday. Her affect on the stand might be an act. Oh, they're trying to say she's in there performing since she is the director of development. She was the director of development at Revolt. They're trying to say homegirl is acting. This ain't how she usually acts. They say she putting on a performance. Oh, they say she's putting on a performance. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. They say she's putting on a performance. They say she is acting like acting brand new, as folks would say. That is what they are saying. That she is acting brand new. She's acting brand new. And we want the jury to see how she acts when she's not sitting in court. Oh my. Oh my. Interesting. All right. We had to talk with our client. We think the witness affect is false. I think someone has determined who she is and sent us the video. Judge, take 5 minutes and confer, then answer on why there is a good cause if someone sent it to you at 1 a.m. Oh, so somebody out here figured out who she was and then started sending videos that she has done. Oh, okay. So somebody out here playing DIRTY. Oh, what do y'all think about this? So somebody in the streets figured out who she was and saw, I guess they looked at her name because, they're not redacting a whole lot of stuff. They not, because they said that she was, they could have just said that she worked at Revolt, but they gave her a position. And I'm quite sure if you look that position up, you can find out who this person is. I'm not getting ready to do it, but somebody has done it. And they have found some video of her acting a different way. And they want that put in the court saying that she's quote unquote faking it. Because again, I need for people to understand, a lot of people are looking at this case. Oh, well, Diddy has sexual proclivities. That's not against the law. Cassie knew what she was getting into. She was in this, and now she's mad because she's mad for whatever reason. And this is why the lawsuit is there. Yes. please understand that 2 and 3 things can be true at the same time. Cassie did testify that she was all for the freak offs in the beginning, but she also testified that she wasn't. She testified that he would assault her, he would beat her, he would threaten to pull her album, he would threaten to do all those things. He owned all the stuff that she had. Well, she was moving and dating other people, of course. And every time she tried to leave, there was a threat to get her back. And again, I think a lot of times, a lot of us just focus on the sex. That's what we focus on. But again, if you are someone who has these proclivities, this is not how you work when you have these types of proclivities. You don't use your employees to facilitate your proclivities. You don't threaten their job to facilitate their proclivities. You don't go to people's houses and trespass on their property, opening their packages and doing something with the dog when you put them in the closet. You know what? She was trying to leave their man. Yeah. So she already knew, because I just think about that with the other guy before. Yeah, she knew how he was because she saw how he did with Kid Cudi, and then it was okay for him to have the multiple women, because a lot of men think, because I have the money, I should be able to do whatever I want with you when I want with you, and you should not complain because I am the man and I'm the one with the money. There's a lot of thought processes going on there. But again, there is no such thing as a perfect victim. Because see, perfect victims, then you start talking about perfect assailants. And everyone thinks that will only count an SA if it was somebody that jumped out of the bushes at you. But most people's statistics show that most people who are SA'd are SA'd by people who they know, people who they love. So this is interesting. So somebody with that mindset has outed this woman, and now they want to change the they want to show that her affect is different. I wonder when this video was taken. I wonder when this video was taken that they're trying to put in. Let me go back up. Okay, so this was a happy birthday video in 2014. Okay, it shows demeanor. I was thinking that they found a video yesterday that she put up after the court hearing or something. But they've been showing pictures on Instagram where she's been showing I guess the video. I guess I thought it was a video. I apologize. I went on a rant, and I didn't go back up and read like I should have. I thought that they found a video of her just real recently. Some people on the internet think that they have figured out who Mia is. We got this video also from random people on the internet. We don't think this was ever posted on her social media. It was on some random website. Should we show it to you? Video is shown. This is why, yeah. Mm. This is not going to bode well for those of us that are bloggers with all of this, because we want this access, but then also we're trying to get clickbaits to our content. And so you've got all these people who are clickbait to their content to know who this woman is. And again, if the court rendered her not to be identified, then surely. So that means to tell me that somebody possibly in that courtroom who is covering this case has gone back out and given the information. Or like I said, that let me hush, because I don't want to put out there something that might not be there. So stop that, Pamela. So let's continue, because I just think, with trying to petition to the court that there should be more access, I can see why now they don't want the access because of stuff like this. But again, I blame the judge, because he could have cleared the courtroom and then had everybody go to the overflow room, and the only people that see her would have been Diddy, the prosecution, the defense attorneys, and the jury. They definitely could have done that. And then she could have been spliced out. The judge could have done that, but he did not do that. So let me continue. Correct. All right. I got everybody. All right. Video is shown, but not on the public screen in the gallery. It has already been redacted, they say. So why not on the public screen for the public to know what's excluded or included and why? Prosecution. They waited until the direct was over. Judge. When did the defense see it? Shapiro. Yesterday. When was it marked as 1750? I don't know. The video is precluded after the number of social media posts the defense has used is cumulative. The defense theory is dubious. Still, can ask if she sent it. Judge, yes. Still, I'm going to ask about scrapbooks. The prosecutor and I have disagreement. I have 3 copies, one for the jurors to pass around. The honorable prosecutor and I disagree. Judge, you can give it to them for a couple of minutes. Bring me it back, then the jury. Okay. So let me see. So they're not going to show the video. It's precluded. All right, let's continue. Judge, can you give it to them for a couple of minutes? Bring me it back in the jury. Witness enters, jury enters. Mr. Steele says to Mia, what is the Breakfast Club? Mia, the name of our camp. Puff's friends group still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once. Defense. This message from South Africa. You pounded hashtag this Diddy fan club? Mia, yes. It was run by a girl who shamelessly promoted Puff. She was so sweet. Defense. Steele. He supposedly drugged and argued you on his birthday, November 4th. How did you not mark that? Mia, I wanted to forget it. I pushed it down. Steele, are you finished? Mia, yes. Steele, you put aside, you say you saw Mr. Combs abuse your sister, your best friend Cassie. You put it aside and post this? Mia, yes. Steele, you wrote this? Mia, Puff at iHeart. Steele, what are you doing here? Mia, promoting Puff's appearance on Blackish. It's a comedy show. Steele, were you aware of the Me Too movement? That was a great movement. Mia, yes. Steele, what are these? Mia, me and Puff at Burning Man, then on Blackish. Comb Steele, you love Miss Ventura. You meant every word on your social media account. Mia, I didn't mean every word on my account, but I do love Cass. Steele, what's this? Mia, a pop-up shop for D-Rock's brand, Invisible Bully. Steele, you promoted Mr. Combs? Yes. Oh, we are caught up, y'all. Mm, 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 mm. And since we're caught up, excuse me, the defense showed me a party wishing Combs a happy birthday and what would have been the 6th anniversary of the essay she testified he committed against her. Mia said she just learned to shut it down for that moment. She, quote, I tried to protect that night and shut it down and not think about it again, she said. The defense made Mia read what she wrote about Combs on this birthday. And it says legend, rapper, actor, entrepreneur, and extraterrestrial was born. Happy B-Day. Thank you for showing me the path to Pluto and beyond. And so they talk about the scene, CNN, because I have it on my phone. CNN talks about the demeanor in the courtroom. They said that Mia's demeanor on the stand is still guarded. During her testimony, her head is bowed down with the part in her hair the most visible feature of her face. Long bangs hang past her eyes, shielding them from view. Sean Combs blew a kiss to his mother, who was seated on the second row behind him with his sons and sisters. All right, since we have no extra information to go over. It really doesn't take us long to catch up, does it? All right. All right. Steele, you're saying that this is not the way you felt? Prosecution, objection, argumentative. Judge, sustained. Steele, how about you are the best unicorn rock star alien? Mia, I was trying to say it unique. She was trying to be unique. Okay. Who are the people in this photo? Mia, Mama Combs, Christian, D Rock, Fahim, Tron. And he has on Inner City Press, he says, in quotations, during these IDs, Combs is whispering to Agnophilia. Now, the reason why I highlight this, because they said yesterday during her testimony, they said the demeanor of Diddy was he was doing these little numbers like, huh? And then he would tell them some stuff, and then he'd do like this and turn his head and do all kinds of stuff like that. They said that he was a little bit more animated than he's been before, but he was very involved in this particular testimony versus the other ones where he just kind of stood kind of stoic. All right, Steele, you worked through March of 2017. Mia, it was confusing. On December 6th, you were notified. I was getting mixed messages. Combs, Steele, what was this? Mia, I was promoting the Bad Boy reunion tour. I was doing the documentary on Steele. I'm going to show you something. This is Defense Exhibit 1700. I remember this. You did this? Mia, it was nice of me. All right, so we're again caught up. The defense is continuing this effort to minimize any bad acts by Combs by citing previous kind words from Mia. She effusively praised Combs in a social media posting with pictures of his birthday celebration in late 2016. That's almost 10 years ago, y'all. The caption Mia wrote, and shown in court, including a praising F-bomb. You're the coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice, and we effing love you. I guess, child. I guess. Give me one moment because we are caught up. Cha-cha. All right. So let me do this. Let me take a quick little break. I'll come back. I'll leave you all with some edifying tunes. And it will be about 5 minutes. Let's see. Nah, I don't like that. This is better. All right. All right, be right back. All right. Looks like we got an update from NBC News. Uh-oh, my lights are flickering, y'all. So if I go off, that's causing my lights. Mia is very engaged during the cross-examination and is confidently claiming ownership of her Instagram post featuring and praising Combs to fight defense attorneys vying Steele's attempt to show the disconnect between her claims of suffering at Combs' hand and her glowing post about him. Now, remember, these posts are from what I understand, are from 2013 and 2014. Mia doubled down, saying that everyone who worked for Combs was expected to post. She reiterated that back then, people tended to post only the high moments of life, not the lows. All right, here we go. You made this and gave it to Mr. Combs. Now, what they're showing her is a scrapbook. Mia, yes. Steele, what did you write at the top? Mia, Puff, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speed. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider. I made this book of articles from 1991 to now. Did you mean those words? Mia, yes. He said to me, I used to look at the world the way you do, but now I've done everything. It was sad. Steele, the man you said ruined your life, he's going to continue to pound on that. This is the guy that's supposed to have ruined her life. She's doing all of these things and all of these, quote, nice things to a man that has, quote, ruined her life. Because, again, as I've told you before, a perfect victim is not doing that. Mia, I can tell you what my therapist has said. I don't know if she meant that to be funny. I don't know exactly. She meant for that to be funny. Oh my goodness. Steele, how could you do? All right, y'all. My lights went out. And so I'm just waiting for my I'm waiting for my setup to come back up again. Can y'all see me or hear me? because I'm on my phone right now. I'm on my phone, so I can't see if you all are there. And my internet hadn't come back up. Mm. All right, y'all. What I'm gonna do? There's bad weather at my house, and so what's happening is I'm getting booted off on my computer when the I'm getting booted. Hold on, y'all. All right. Can you see? All right. Okay, people. All right. I think if am I giving an echo? I see most of you all made it back. My lights went out, and then I tried to go on my phone, and then I think I messed up because on my phone is not telling me how to this person that I have extra of me. So we will continue. All right. So if you are watching me, will somebody please let me know that they hear me? Just put it in the chat. No one can see me, hear me? All right. I'm going to keep going because I know I'm still live. All right. Steele. How could you do this? Mia, it's called psychological abuse. No one did anything. Steele. What could be more terrible? Prosecution objection. Sustained. Mia, there are textbooks out there. It's called an abusive relationship. Uh-oh, her demeanor, it looks like it's changing a little bit. Steele, but you're not dating Mr. Combs. Mia, abusive relationships are not limited to that. There were no streaming documentaries about this. No one flinched at his behavior. Oh my. Sidebar. I'm interested what people are saying. Let's go here. All right, they had a sidebar and they're back. Steele, where is it that you confronted him and said you have violated me or otherwise? He said, I need your help. Prosecution objection overruled. Mia, after St. Bart's, I confronted him about his behavior, not the other thing. Defense. You told Cassie she's a superstar and should get the money. Mia, I don't remember that. Steele, aren't you lying about Mr. Combs' behavior? Mia, I have not lied to anyone at all. Steele, isn't it true? It did not happen as many times as you said. Everything I said in this courtroom is true. Mr. Steele, why did you make him that scrapbook? Mia, you could talk to an expert about essay. Steele, could we hand the scrapbook to the jurors? Judge, take a brief couple of minutes. Child. I will say he pulled some points because you remember yesterday she had her head down and wouldn't say anything. Pretty much just what was answered. But now she's talking about her psychologist. Why would she be mentioning her psychologist? I don't know why my behavior was like that. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. We may never know. All right. We're just waiting. I'm going to go see what I'm just a little discombobulated. I wasn't into the fact that my lights would go out. But let's see what Trump is asked about pardoning Combs. He said he would look at the facts. Trump is not ruling out a pardon for Combs. Now, this is what NBC News is reporting under this tab. Trump's asked by Fox News Peter Ducey whether he would consider taking that step and said nobody asked, but added that people are thinking about it. Trump went on to say that he hasn't seen or spoken to Combs in years and that he hasn't followed Combs' trial closely. In a 2012 episode of The Apprentice, Trump calls Combs a good friend of mine and a good guy. In his second term, Trump has issued pardons for various celebrities, including Todd and Julie Chrisley, rapper NBA Youngboy, and hip hop star Lil Wayne. Oh, he gave NBA Youngboy a pardon? Interesting. Interesting. Let's see if CNN got something popping going on over here. Hmm. All right. All right. It says Mia says her trauma brain often wins over her logic brain. Mia, a former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs, and I'm reading what CNN has said. Said that there was a difference between her logic brain and her trauma brain. Why did you need someone else saying that it was wrong of Mr. Combs to make you feel like he would delete you from the timeline? Defense attorney Brian Steele asked. Mia responded that she has a logic brain and a trauma brain, and the trauma brain often wins. Eventually, it becomes normalized, and that you're just trying to get back to the good. You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I'm a rule follower, she testified. I wanted to do my best and make everybody happy all the time. I tend to take a lot more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for things, she says. She says, I was young and eager to survive, Mia said when she asked why she worked so long for Combs. And also, too, because didn't she say that she had ADHD? She was taking Adderall for something. She was taking Adderall for something. And they haven't come back. So it's 3:05 there. So they're passing around the pictures that of the scrapbook to the court. So I don't know if they're going to continue that or they're going to let them look at that and make that be the break and then they'll come back. But I will tell you, my lights are flickering again. We've got a severe thunderstorm going on where I'm at. Defense attorney Brian Steele challenges Mia on why she worked for Sean Diddy Combs so long and did things for him like make a scrapbook book for his birthday, even though she said she endured physical essay and emotional abuse for years. Mia testified that her therapist or a psychology textbook would explain it better, but said, in an abusive relationship, there's a cycle of violence. I was younger and manipulated. I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody was there to say these things that were happening were wrong. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched at his behavior. Mia said, I was always in trouble. I was always in trouble, and I was always just trying to find a way not to be in trouble. So they were testifying as to why she made the scrapbook. She said Mia testified that she made the scrapbook for Sean Diddy Combs after a conversation where he told her, I used to look at the world the way you did, and implied that there was nothing left that he had done, that there was nothing left now that he had done everything. She said it was hard to get a birthday present for someone who has a lot of money, and she thought the book would make him happy. So let's see if they've come back and nothing. Let's see what NBC has come back with. The witness says blaming herself was a defense mechanism. Mia testified blaming herself for being the victim of SA was her coping mechanism and shouldn't be interpreted as an excuse for the perpetrator. I am an SA victim, just survived, she said during cross-examination. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody told me, nobody was there to say the things that were happening were wrong. In Combs' world, the victims were always made to feel at fault, she said. I was always in trouble and always finding a way not to be in trouble. I'm thinking that they're about to come to a conclusion because I don't see anything added. Yeah, I don't see anything added. So that was pretty much, it probably is the last thing. Because it is 3 o'clock there. They said that they may go to 4, but knowing the judge, if he can find a good place to break, they're going to get a good place to break. Hmm. And you're going to know how I feel about keeping you all with dead silence. So if they don't come back with anything in the next, they haven't come back with anything. So the last thing that we were left with is that they were taking a brief look at the scrapbook that she sent to Diddy. All right. So I'm not seeing anything new. All right. So we got the scrapbook was passed around. Uh, Steele, Mia, let me ask you, how did you make this scrapbook? Mia, researched and reached out for archives. Steele, archives in a library. Mia, in his company. Steele, but you did all the work? Yes, I did. So we don't have anything extra. In the most direct and pointed cross-examination yet, Combs' defense lawyer Steele asked Mia if she was wrong and that his client never had non-consensual sex with her. What I said is true, the witness said. I've not lied to anyone at all. Steele asked Mia if she overestimated the number of times that Combs might have inappropriately touched her. Everything I said in this courtroom is true. So I don't know if the defense has any more questions. And we are all caught up. What are y'all thinking about this testimony? Because I was thinking that the defense was fixing to hit her with something different besides the scrapbook. I thought that they had a couple of videos. I know one of the videos was excluded, but I'm interested to see if they're gonna hit her with something else. Oh my. Well, while we're waiting for something good, let's listen to Inner City Press.
And the direct was finished. Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. We're about midway through day 13 of U.S. versus Sean Combs here in the Southern District of New York courthouse, and Mia is still on the stand. The direct was finished, and we moved to the cross-examination. It's by Brian Steele, the lawyer brought in by the Combs team from his young thug victory in Georgia. He's basically, at least thus far, and this is the lunch break, so he could have other approaches, but he began right in with a series of social media posts by Mia, vintage 2013, 2015, and saying, you just testified that Sean Combs sexually assaulted you and traumatized you. But here you are posting about Ciroc and about tequila and about Muhammad Ali and how great your mentor, Sean Combs, was. How is it consistent? And she stayed very cool. She's obviously been not, thought this through. She said, I was trying to emphasize the good parts to my friends and family. He kept hammering, how is it even possible? He said, 4 years after the anniversary of the sexual assault, here you are, posting these gushing Instagram posts. Now, it is true. It makes you, this is the era of social media, or it's even more so now, but it was then. I think that the prosecution tried to take this. They said, you stayed working. Why did you say, I love you in various text messages? They didn't get into the social media, and I wonder if they chose not to. They must have known this was coming. It's a gamble. How will the jury see it? How will the jury see this use of this incongruity between the testimony and the social media posts at the time? They're all corporate promotions. They're all promoting a vodka brand or Funny or Die. But that's where it stands. It looks like, I don't know, I don't think this is going to go all day. He said he only had an hour and a half or 2 hours, and he's already spent about an hour of it. Maybe it's just going to be another hour of social media posts. Then we'll see if the government has more witnesses. Mia did say, you're going to have to either ask my therapist, which wasn't going to happen, obviously, privilege, or you're going to have to hear it from an expert. So I assume that the government is going to have, people, it may well be in the motion to eliminate, another expert. They had Dawn Hughes.
So that's interesting because she kept saying, ask my therapist. He said, that's not going to happen. But again, if we go back, because Dawn Hughes, they were talking about having her disqualified, having her testimony disqualified.
I guess about Cassie and not leaving. They're going to need one about these gushing social media posts, apparently, or they may have one. In any event, we're going back in. Sooner than you know, there'll be Inner City Press, Diddy on Trial Week 3, the ebook and the audiobook, because there are a lot of things flying around out there. I like to verify, and it has some things beyond the threads, but it'll be coming soon on Google Play. You can check it out. But we're going back in. It's nice and sunny outside, and it's pretty dark inside. If this is the last vlog of the week, have a good weekend, and we'll remain on the case. Inner City Press. Okay, here we are.
All right. We've given that enough time that we could possibly go back up here. I think this was 7 minutes ago. Let's see if there's anything added. There's nothing added. And no one is saying that this is the end. So far, she's been unshakable. All right. I if there's anything bombshell happening after this, I doubt it, because again, here they are at 3:30 pretty much, and they're supposed to be ending this at 4. If they're giving the jury enough time to look through that scrapbook. So what I'm going to do is, the weather is still a little precocious here And I don't want to have that other debacle of it going out. So what I'm going to do is end it here. I'm going to refresh it before, and let's see. Nothing refreshing. All right, people, we do this every week. This is the last day of the week of week 4, and you remember I do my weeks by when everything first starts. So we did the jury selection was 1 week, and then this is the end of the 3rd week of testimony. We're going to be going into the 4th week of testimony, but the 5th week of the overall trial. So I will see you all here bright and early on Monday. Again, it will be 12 noon, and hopefully they will have enough testimony documented that we can see. Hold on, we got an update from NBC. Okay, here we go. Sorry, we can go on a little bit. When asked point blank by the defense if Mia was afraid of Combs would prune her from the timeline, she answered yes. She went on to explain that her trauma, okay, we've done that. Her trauma brain won over her logic brain. And yeah, we've eventually gotten to that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it because I thought it was gonna be something new, but we talked about that over here on CNN. And so I don't see anything pending or coming up. Uh-oh, we may have something. Hold on. All right, it says here, did you make Mr. Combs a birthday video? Mia, I put one together. I asked people if they wanted to send in a video. Still, I want to ask you about last 4 digits, starts reading them out. Prosecution, objection. Oh, he's trying to get that video in, y'all. I may have tried to sign out too soon. He is trying to get that video in. Don't see anything else. Hold on. 15 seconds. The last time. Nothing. I want to know the reaction to the video and if whether or not the video is going to be shown. Because again, we were asked, did you make Mr. Combs a birthday video? Mia, I put one together. I asked people if they wanted to send in a video still. I want to ask you about, and he was about to do the last four digits and he starts to read them out. And the prosecution says objection. And we don't have any adding to that. I'm going to go over here. Let's see what's going on YouTube. All right, let's see. All right, Judge, just ask her if she recognized her number. Mia, I do. Steele, let's read these messages. I'll be KK. Mia, my life is over. I might as well. Steele is KK. Call me back or I'm calling your parents. Mia, F, I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez. What's going on? CNN is usually ahead of the curve. Let's see if they got any more posts. All right. Defense attorney asked Mia about making a birthday video for Combs. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia about the birthday video that the judge precluded earlier this afternoon from being admitted as evidence. Asked if she remembered making a birthday video for Sean Diddy Combs, Mia said that one year she compiled a video of shout outs from many important people in his life, including herself. She said she probably told Combs she loved him in the video, but doesn't remember. Mia testified she couldn't remember how many people participated. She reached out to a list of people Combs always wanted at his parties and his family to ask if they wanted to send a shout out and got many videos back, Mia said. Steele suggested that Mia made the video in 2013, but said she couldn't remember the year. Yo, we got all of this build up for this video, and it was some kind of compilation video for birthday shout outs. Birthday shout out video. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This makes no sense. Happy Friday, Donna. This makes no sense. We waited all of this for the birthday video. Sure. A mess. All right. I don't think anything bombshell effect because I was waiting for this video. I thought it was going to be this big bombshell, but we hadn't received anything at this point that I consider to be a bombshell. All right. So then she says, Steele, who is reading the text messages as KK, um, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say it. Effing tell you, you are. Mia, the pain hurts so effing bad. Steele, who is Laura Gomez? Mia, she was in HR at Combs Enterprises. Steele, you start. I'm going to prune myself from the timeline. My life is over. Yes. Somebody asked, how much is Steele getting paid? Seriously, I have to see the answer to that. Too much. Bad choice, Diddy. Anyway, let's go back. No additional update at this point. You know how I hate the silence. All right. You start, I'm going to prune myself from the timeline. My life is over. She says, yes. Steele, you could have quit. Mia, I didn't see it that way. Steele, why? There is a pretty long psychological explanation. I was around them 24 hours a day. This is all I knew. Steele, why weren't you happy to be severed? Isn't this great? Answer, not then. She had a lot of instances where they were just about to fire her. It seems like over and over and over again, they were just about to fire her. And I'm not understanding with all of these incidents now, and I'm just speaking if I was with all of these incidents, with all of these things of insubordination, of all this, why didn't they just get rid of her? Because if he's saying that she is not up to par as a worker, why didn't they get rid of her? Now that's what I'm not understanding. I don't have anything else going on. All right. I'm going to end it here. And I promise I'm going to end it here. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you all here Monday at 12. And unless something else happens or they decide not to come back until Tuesday, but I am looking for you all to see you all here back at 12 noon back on Monday. All right, people. Bye-bye. See, why are they doing this to me? Every time I tell you bye, it looks like they get something else. Yeah, so we're good. They're letting they are still, Your Honor. We'll let the jury go for the weekend. Don't read anything about the case. All rise, Judge Mia. We'll see you on Monday, and I will see you all on Monday as well. Woo, this has been a rough stream for the past hour, and I do apologize. But baby, I will see y'all Monday. New thumbnails and everything. And as always, people, bye-bye. And check and catch my recaps of the Diddy trial on my TikTok page, which is PCARN. Bye-bye.